You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ RichieSkye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. What's going on, y'all? We are back in the building, and it is a busy Wednesday. Listen, it's your boy, DJ RichieSkye. We are back with another video, and we're going to be recapping The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the latest episode, which is entitled Twisted Sisterhood, okay? It's season 14, episode 4. We're going to dive into that. But before we do, make sure you guys listen. If you are interested in learning about how you can take your personal travels, all right, and get up to 80% off, all right, discounts on hotels, resorts, and travel like an influencer, but maybe you don't have a large community and you want those discounts that people don't really talk about, and you want to get paid daily, tap into RICHLIFE 202-918-3386, baby. And listen, we're having a Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know if you guys are seeing this before or after that point in time, but I got the tea on another one coming up tomorrow. So you might want to catch in on that one as well. I'm just saying, don't miss out on this, because there could be the potential for a free cruise, but you ain't heard that from me. Okay. So you definitely want to get in on that. But let's get into the thing. Okay, so the episode description reads: the girls' oceanside getaway gets derailed when a tense exchange between Dorit and Kyle leaves the two at an impasse on a boat trip. Garcelle feels adrift over her soon-to-be empty nest. Now, I don't know why we are fighting over Teddi Mellencamp, who now lives with Kyle. And I gotta be honest with y'all, I don't have my shady glasses in here today. So, and I'm about to be shady. But actually, I got some glasses in here. So we're gonna be shady and studious. Okay? Shout out to, who are these? These are Fenty, by the way. Fenty, okay? Fenty. Y'all know I like to tell you who it is, in case you want them. We have just recently learned, you know, Teddi is going through her divorce. And we also learned via her new podcast with Erika Jayne. And I'm not mad at you, Teddi. Get every last podcast coin. I tell y'all all the time that you should have a podcast. You should have a YouTube channel, some kind of way to monetize your mind, what you're talking about, what you think about, what you eat, where you go, where you travel, all of that. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a workshop. I think I'm gonna do like a master class or something like that. I do one-on-ones right now, but I think I need to do something for the people, because what Teddi does is smart. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. She has a new podcast with Erika Jayne where they kind of spill the tea about their personal lives and stuff like that. And I think it stemmed from them doing so well when Erika was filling in for Tamara while Tamara was doing Orange County, because she can't review Orange County and be on she can't do those reviews for their 2 T's in a podcast, because she's actually on the episodes. So she was having Erika Jayne fill in for Tamara on those particular recaps. So that has spun off into a new podcast, right? So make your money, Teddi. But I don't need reminders of Teddi on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I don't know why we're even fighting over her at this point. I mean, given that she has revealed that she is living with Kyle, which, to be honest with you, I know this is going to sound bad and crass, but I feel like that's what they both wanted anyway, was to live together. Like, and I don't mean that in no type of way other than I just feel like they want to be bosom buddies, like just sisters in life. I feel like they are maybe soulmates or something like that they just need to be together. And I just feel like this is the best thing. But what I don't want to see is when the cameras are rolling, I don't want to see Teddi Mellencamp running through the backyard. I don't want to see her shadow in the frame. I don't want to see her peeping through the window like Mary Cosby in last week's episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, when Mary is peeping through Meredith's bar mitzvah, trying to find out how she gonna get in, okay, as the ceremony is going. I don't want to see Teddi on my screen on this show. I want her to win with her podcast and get all the monies and all the, you know, whatever she needs to get in her divorce and to get through and to be happy and healthy. But girl, not on this show. Thank you, producers and cast. Okay, I've said it. Hopefully someone's listening. And there we go. Now I'm done with my shade rant. All right. Now, I'm gonna have to read a couple more people though, but and some of y'all are not gonna like it because I watched the after show and it made me a little pissed off. We continue with an argument that's at dinner while the girls are away on a girls' trip organized by Kathy. Kyle and Dorit are back at it again. And I am loving how Dorit is standing up to Kyle and basically calling Kyle out on her BS. We talked about this before, so I don't need to regurgitate it again. But, you know, one of the reasons, as to me, what Kyle is doing is she's throwing out reaches of why she's upset with Dorit. One of these reaches, and her arms are too short, okay? The shelf is up here and your arm only reaches to here, is that, oh, when Alex Rogers, the Alex Rogers from Pop Roast, we're gonna put some respect on that, number one, okay? A veteran in this space asked the question that we all wanted to know at the BravoCon: why does Kyle keep trying to shove Teddi down our throats? Okay. And the question is directed at Kyle. Kyle gets mad at Dorit for not chiming in, for which in the after show she says Sutton has this tendency to do. Okay. So it's good for the goose, but not good for the gander. There's always a couple of sets of rules for the main group and then the outsiders, Garcelle, Sutton, and probably that extends to Jennifer Tilly. Okay. But we'll get into that deeper in a second. So then it comes up that, well, you know, Dorit's argument is valid. Well, I wasn't really trying to, you know, egg that situation on any further. I just wanted to kind of move past it. And the question was directed at you, Kyle. And she's like, I'm not you. I'm not you, girl. Idiot. Like, come on now. And then she's like, and I'm not that close to Teddi. We're friends, but we ain't like sister buddies like y'all. We not soul sister. Hey, sister, soul sister. We not that. Okay. So Kyle is shocked, but I'm like, Kyle, you just did the same thing to Dorit when you told the people on your Amazon Live that you guys weren't close. So this is a tit for tit, well, tat for tat. We'll say that, okay? I don't want to get, you know, no language on the thing, but I mean, it's not so different, is it? I mean, except for in Dorit's case, maybe she feels that's how she feels. Because apparently Teddi too was mad that Dorit didn't defend her at the BravoCon. But it's a valid question that we all want to know. We don't want that. But it's like the ghost of Teddi lingers. Like, you know, somebody just smoked a ciggy and they just walked out of the room and you can still smell it. No disrespect to my ciggies. Okay. If you want a ciggy, have a ciggy. You know, but I'm just giving you a glimmer of what it's like, right? So if you have a ciggy in the room, I'm gonna smell the ciggy. That's it. So it's like it's lingering. Teddi is lingering, and it's like, but we don't want her there. Okay, we don't want her. So, you know, that's a point of contention for Kyle as well. And you know, they finally get to some resolve when Sutton steps in and is like, "Hey, listen. You know, Kyle, you do ice people out. It's happened to me, and we've talked through this." Kyle then, okay, is like, well, you're right. I do that, which I thought was good. First let's start with it. Let's admit to that we have a problem. All right. So then it goes further as to, an opening for Dorit to apologize, which I felt like it was genuine. Kyle did not feel like it was genuine. I'm like, what constitute, like, for me, it felt like a step forward to me. And Garcelle chimes in and is like, no, because for some reason, Kyle is like, this is what you do. You apologize and it's not really real. And Garcelle is basically chiming in that, right, you apologize and it's not really real, which I did feel like was unproductive. And I understand that Garcelle and Dorit have not had the best history. But at this point in time, for me, Garcelle, it was unnecessary, because then it turns into Garcelle versus Dorit. And if y'all don't like each other and you don't like her, then it is what it is at this point. Like, why chime in on a subject that don't really matter to you because you're not even in the conversation, right? That's how I feel. Like, let these two ladies fight it out, because they need to fight it out, and they probably need to fight it out in private. But I also suppose that if we're going to have this argument in public, then everybody's got to say, okay, period. So just like Sutton chimed in, I guess Garcelle can chime in too. But it wasn't productive, because it's a little bit of an impasse. The next day, the ladies get up and, after Kathy Hilton has brushed her teeth with her eyeliner pen brush. Yeah. I don't know how that works. Hopefully she brushes with charcoal. Anyway, they go on a boat trip. Oh, but before they do that, was that when? No, it didn't happen yet. It happens later. They go on a boat trip, and there is a moment at the group where Kyle and Dorit both have this realization that we're both going through a lot right now, and our husbands are getting along, but we're not. And so they do make some apologies, and this is a step forward, although it is a cautious step forward. So Sutton takes Dorit off, and they've never been close. And Sutton, what I didn't realize was that Sutton does have a pattern of trying to maybe be overly helpful because she did it with Erika, and this is pointed out in the after show by Jennifer Tilly, that she's trying to help them, and trying to be a support system as they go through their divorce, because she's been through it. Divorcing a powerful man, right? As the women are also, realizing their own power as they become, single women again. And we use that term powerful just because there are lots of money, right? And so, and Sutton has come out on top. I mean, if I'm going to listen to anybody about a divorce, I'm going to listen to Sutton, who is getting $350,000 a month. I'm going to listen to her. Okay. So that was really nice, and it was surprising for Dorit. And then Kyle and Garcelle have a conversation off to themselves about, just what Kyle is going through, and what we get an opening about Garcelle about, becoming an empty nester and just wondering what life holds for her. I did think that this was a great conversation to have, because while on the surface it seems like Garcelle is doing so well, she's literally in tears, realizing that what is her life going to look like now? And I think that that's an interesting question as you get older in life in general. I'm realizing, like, whether you've reached all your goals, whether you're married or single, like, you get to points in your life and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing next? Right. And if you're like me, you realize it's traveling. Anyway, shameless plug. So I felt this conversation. I liked it a lot. But the tea is that Kyle reveals that PK is texting her. And so that is a whopper for Garcelle, who we know at some point will go back and report this information to Sutton, or at least to the group in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, you know, Sutton, there's a little bit of discourse about her liking the captain of the yacht that they're on. I don't think that there was much to really report outside of that, other than it's time for the group dinner. Now, during this group dinner, Garcelle brings up, and I told y'all this before, Garcelle is the Giselle of the show. She is going to be the person that brings things up, whether she's friends with them or not. Okay. So she finds it pertinent to point out the discrepancies in Dorit's stories. Girl, are you friends with Teddi or not? Because just yesterday, you said you was not friends with her, but today you reposting her and her daddy at her daddy's concerts, and a post that Teddi tagged, right? So I guess the thing was like, girl, are you friends with her or not? Because yesterday you wasn't that close with her, and today you are. To me, it was a small thing. It was kind of a picky, I wouldn't even, because nine times out of 10, I wouldn't have even seen her Instagram page, because if I don't like you, I ain't following you, okay? Or you on mute, okay? But I'm sure some producer or somebody pointed it out, and so Garcelle needed to be the person to do it because nobody else was going to do it. So she points it out, doing the good reality TV work. And Dorit has a reasonable explanation. I thought it was reasonable. You know, if she finds out that Teddi's upset with her about the whole BravoCon situation, but then Teddi is sharing a post from their concert where they're together for her dad, then why not repost it? It's not going to hurt anything, right? It's not like, even if they're not close, it's not like they got a major beef. And Dorit probably looked at that as an olive branch. That's how I took it, right? And so Dorit explains herself, but she explains it as though, like, I want to support, Teddi's dad. And, even Kyle and Erika are like looking at each other, and Kyle's like, well, I don't know that John Mellencamp needs you. I don't know that he specifically needs your support. And I think, as Erika explains in the after show, that Dorit should have just said, I mean, I like the photo and she tagged me in it, so I reposted it. No big deal. That's what she should have said, versus trying to make an excuse for it, right? But it's also her Instagram. So do what you want to do. Anyway, I would have been like, girl, you don't like me no way. So I don't have to answer none of the questions. For real. I mean, and though I do feel like Garcelle has valid reasons for her disdain of Dorit, I don't feel like it's going to play very well if she continues down this path, because Dorit is looking like the hero in this story, mostly because she is standing up to Kyle, who is being perceived as the villain in this story for a lot of people. Okay. So I think that Garcelle's issues with Dorit could be worked through if they just really had some time to really get to know each other really better on a one-on-one level. Or guess what? Certain people just don't mesh. And so if you just don't mesh, then you just don't mesh. And you probably never will. And that's fine too. Just don't talk to each other. And I think we'll be good, because they can be cordial. Well, Dorit didn't even speak to Garcelle the day of the yacht, so it's fine. I guess it is what it is for her. Anyway, so then there's some discussion about, okay, and even, there's a moment where, Erika whispers to Kyle something about how Dorit and how she described the friendship wasn't the same. It wasn't consistent from the night before. So Erika was basically like, girl, your story ain't matching up. Is you really friends, and how close you really are or not? And Kyle is like, yeah. Which Sutton will bring up later. All right. And Sutton is like, you know what? Don't try to help these people. Okay. Don't try to help these people. So Sutton brings out this velvet rope and is like, everybody put your hands in the sister circle, because we all gonna be sisters for life. Nobody really takes this seriously. Nobody really wants to do it, because Lord knows they are not all friends like that. Anyway, everybody goes through with it. The next day, it's time for them to go. And they all get on the van. And Sutton is like, after she pours herself a glass of vodka, Annalise Keaton, How to Get Away with Murder style. And she's like, girls, I couldn't sleep last night. You know, after Sister Circle, rip the Sister Circle. That was a good show. Imagine where Quad would be now if Sister Circle was still on. Do you think she'd still be on Married to Medicine? What y'all think? Anyway, just a thought. So she's like, but you know what? I just felt like there was a moment, Erika, where you and Kyle were whispering and it just didn't feel very sisterly like. So instead of, now granted, Erika's about to react, okay? Ponytail about to come loose. This turns into Dorit. Now, Dorit, I know you're angry, but I feel like you're a little out of control. You might be getting a little out of control. Now, while it was not necessary, I felt like Sutton was actually trying to help Dorit in that moment by pointing out that your friends are talking about you behind your back. Was it that serious? Not really. But the subtext and the subtitles in the episode are what made the episode so good. Because I was also like, Sutton, you did the same thing with Erika when Dorit and Kyle were arguing, but it really wasn't about nothing. It was just about, they're going back years. Oh, okay, we agree. In this situation, they actually were kind of talking about her, but it was an observation of inconsistency. So Sutton really, Dorit, was trying to help you. And that turns into Dorit trying to reiterate what she was saying, which kind of goes back to something that they've always said about Dorit, which is that you don't really listen. Because if you were really listening to Sutton, you would know that she was just trying to point out that your girlfriends were talking about you. And I'm trying to put it out on the table so that it doesn't happen again for you. For whatever reason, Dorit though Dorit is on fire, okay? With anybody. Anybody can get it, even those who are trying to help. And right now, girl, I don't need your help. I don't want your help. I don't even like you. So Dorit goes off, okay? Slam off. And the crazy thing about it, so she's yelling at Sutton, and Sutton is kind of, voice raised and trying to tell her, I'm trying to get my point across. You're not letting me make my point. Garcelle even tries to say it like, hey, we should all just be able to say what we need to say in this space, and it'd be safe for us to say it in the open, right? And it just turns into, Dorit really just agitated with Sutton and like calling her immature or a child, saying she's acting like a child and she has a pattern of doing. And it was just like, girl, like, now I'm with you when you're right, but right now you a little out of pocket. You a little out of pocket for me. So Sutton, don't try to help this girl. Don't try to help these girls. Don't get in the middle of it. The messenger always gets the butt end of the stick. Stay out of it. And because in the after show, they are giving it to Sutton. Okay. I mean, Sutton is giving it right back. Trust and believe. Sutton is reading, but also I feel like Bose is riding real hard for Dorit in certain instances, specifically as it relates to Sutton, who I thought was the person that kind of brought her into the group. We know how that works. And she's really getting into like Sutton and Garcelle, like, and how they are. I almost understand that how her viewpoint of Garcelle and Dorit, because she don't really know their past and their history like that. And so she's in the after show with Dorit. But I kind of felt like the thing with Sutton, where she was like, Sutton was trying to be in control of the girls. I was like, Bose, no, she wasn't. All she was pointing out was, y'all was talking about your friend, your girlfriend. And I'm trying to point it out to said girlfriend. It wasn't about like, let me take control of this situation. It was really about, thought we had this moment, and I wanted to just get this off my chest. Y'all was talking about her. Y'all, what was y'all whispering about? Pretty much, because it seemed like it was about her and her inconsistencies. If you got something to say, stop saying it over here, especially Erika, because Erika is definitely in the middle, and she's not trying to be in the middle, but she's saying things on the side. So it's like, girl, say it out loud. Say the quiet part out loud. That is what Sutton is trying to pull from her. But, you know, given Erika's position, I understand it. I get it. It's hard. It's hard being in between two friends. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I just thought I'd be consistent and give you guys this recap. Now, for those of you guys who are watching and you finished this and you want to maybe hop in on that little, you know, on the rich life, you know, let a brother know, send us a text message. And also tune in. We got this trip to Cape Town, South Africa, April 10th through the 17th. For those of you y'all might want to look into this Cape Town trip, because I ain't gonna get into no news or nothing like that, but y'all gonna want to find some type of ways to, you know, get out the country for a little time, for, you know, whenever you need to. Okay. All right. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video. Now that you've watched today's video, let's get into this group trip to Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, y'all, Skye Squad, we are hitting South Africa, and we are hitting it hard. April 10th through the 17th of 2025. You can click the link in the description of this video to get more information and to reserve your spot. Now, we're going to keep this intimate because we have a lot to do. We are going to be looking at real estate. We're going to be learning about retirement and permanent visas, dual citizenship, buying and purchasing land. We are going to be looking at it all because we want options in South Africa, baby. And listen, Cape Town is one of my favorite cities. So of course, we're going to be doing some of my favorite things. We are going to be hitting the wineries. We are going on a safari. We're going to Table Mountain. We're going to some of my favorite restaurants. Let me tell you, one of them is Gold Star, baby. If you know, you know. We're going to be meeting with some expats who have relocated from the United States to Cape Town as well. This is going to be a luxury experience, okay? So we're talking doing the absolute most. So if you've ever wanted to go to Cape Town, South Africa, but maybe you didn't have the group to go with, maybe you just didn't have the right people that wanted to go and experience it with you, this is an opportunity for you to come with us. Now, I only have about 10 to 12 spots available. Yes, because again, I'm trying to keep this thing intimate, and I know that what type of experience I want it to be. So get in while you can, y'all. Trust me, in 2025, we are going to be needing all the options that we can get. And I am going to do my utmost to bring us the most that we can possibly get in and out of the country. So come with me to South Africa. The group trip is going to be lit. April 10th through the 17th. Go ahead and click the link in this description of this video so that you can reserve your spot today. Cape Town, South Africa awaits.